Okay, so today we're gonna bring you guys through the smaller village here in Bat Trang, which is about a 45-minute drive from Hanoi, or about an hour and a half by 2 buses. So we're gonna show you all the different stores here, the smaller market. So we're gonna start here and show you like more of the basic colored ones, like the blue and white style of pottery. And this village, I believe, is like it's between like 500 to 700 years old, and some even say it's even dated back to 1,000 years old. So definitely like some of the best handmade ceramics, strong pottery. Some of it's still like a lot of the same families, generation to generation here. But as you see, a lot of the pots in this store here, they're either for they have small little pots here for their tea or even smaller drinks, and then others are for having for like their worshipping, things like that. So yeah, we just want to give you a tour through the market and show you a bit about what's here. And if you are in the area, you're looking for like some small little ceramics or some little pieces about the history and the culture of Vietnam, this is a great place to come and pick up a small pieces before you go back home. So they do everything from smaller ceramic little animals to bigger pottery. So everything in between. I mean, as a traveler, you might be able to just pick up a couple small little pieces, but the bigger pieces, yeah, you definitely have to be shipping more of the bigger items. But every year we come here, there's always something different, something new. I mean, I like a lot of these pottery here with the dragons on them. They're definitely like a nice piece. I got a few of the chopsticks, ceramic chopsticks with the dragons on them. So yeah, we'll show you around, and there's some really nice pieces, like bigger items here. I wish I could bring home, but definitely too big for the basic suitcase. And they also have like a lot of the ones that I like the most are the ones that they put the incense in them, and I'll show you some of those later on as we go through. But yeah, the detail they have on some of these, the colors, definitely they put a lot of great work into their pottery. A lot of tea sets as well. Almost every shop has some different tea sets, colors. Some have look like gold flaking on them. Even a lot of nice bowls, for your basic back home in Canada, like for your potatoes or vegetables, things like that. So again, like I said, they do a little bit of everything. You got gravy bowls, even just like some pieces, if you just want to have them for decoration. They got bigger bowls like these here. A lot of wood sculptures as well. I like a lot of these pieces with the old mans on them and the dragons, and how they have the old wood, and then as it goes up, it goes into more of the design. Tables with water buffaloes engraved in them. Again, lots of tea sets. So if you're into drinking tea, these are great. Pieces they're small enough you can bring home, and these are what we use with the family here in Vietnam. When we sit down with the family, we use these little cups for our tea. Got larger pieces that look like eggs with the peacocks on them. Something that we see all too common back in in Canada, larger vases. So again, like I said, there's always like, you know, something for everyone here. Again, more of the wood carvings here with the peacocks on them. Really good detail. So it's you know, it's a small little place, but there's definitely a lot to see here. So, you know, you know, you can definitely spend a day, 2 days if you're really into, you know, different pieces of pottery and tea sets and everything. So we're going to try to do as much as we can in a short period of time here, because we're going to be doing some shopping ourselves as well. And then every shop always seems to have these giant bonsai pots here. With you know, most of them are the ficus. Looks like the Benjamina ficus. They all have different artworks to them, different little, you know, like bonsai houses. They create little villages in these pots too as well. A lot of animals. They do a lot of ceramic animals here as well. And I believe this year for Lunar New Year, this was actually a couple days before the Lunar New Year. This year I believe is the horse. So we definitely see a lot of horse pieces as we go through. I like a lot of the dragons. If you see anything, the fish are really nice too. I've seen some of these fish submerged in some of the pots with duckweed on top, and it looks like the fish is swimming through the duckweed. Again, look at the size of these bowls. And a lot of these throughout the cities, you see them full of water, and then they'll have some fish swimming around inside. And they do a lot of plates, so even, you know, stuff for, you may not want to use some of these for dinner, but they have some of the basic plates you can use for, you know, your daily dinners or lunch, or, you know, family together, or you can even use a lot of these pieces for decoration. So again, Year of the Horse. So if you're in Hanoi and you want something for the Lunar New Year, definitely have a lot of horses to choose from. They do a lot of a lot of the little people as well. Come on. So we're going to move on down the market here. Like I said before you come here, you definitely see or when you do come here, you'll see a lot of motorbikes, you know, packing around a lot of items. And some of the biggest pieces I've seen on the back of motorbikes were like, you know, pieces like these, one on either side of the motorbike. So I don't know how those guys drive around in the city with how crowded it is, and carrying something so expensive on the back of their motorbike. I'd be scared to drop one of these, but they'll carry anything. And you can see in this shop there's a lot of the gold finish, greens, blues. Real. So yeah, the lady here was actually saying these are all some of these have like the real gold on it. Yeah, 24 karat gold. So again, on all these pieces. And again, like I said, the ones that I like are these ones at the back here, where you can put your incense, what we see at the temples all the time. And they always have the dragons on both sides. The lighter color, like this one up here. That's some of the ones that I like, the two different colors. And then even, you know, like I said, these shops do really big pieces, like something like this is just amazing. And the artwork in it, the designs, you can see they almost have like a 3D look to them where the dragons are all coming out of the pot.
That's like the race color.
Hmm?
The color here is the J color. It's like copyright from them. No one can copy.
Yeah, so she's saying that this is the green color is a green color only they use, and no one can copyright the same color. So again, like I said, they're all different and very unique in their own ways. The green ones with all the flowers, flower designs on them.
It's like that. Yeah. It's the copper. It's about like $10 million.
For
120 triệu là 10.000 đô đúng không? 10,000 for the copper.
10,000 for one
No,
or two of them. So yeah, the lady here was saying it's 10,000 US dollar for two of these here. So you can definitely get an idea of like how much a lot of these pieces are worth. And again, just the detail alone is just, you know, quite amazing too. And a lot of the homes we go to, like friends and family over here, they all have, you know, a display like this in their homes, usually the top floor of their houses. You know, even something like this with the dragon on top. What do they use these for?
Cái này dùng để chế đựng nước hoặc là mình trưng không thôi để phong thủy. That is for feng shui. And this side for decoration. You can put the water inside.
Yeah, so again, they're used for feng shui or just design, you know, something nice in your house, decoration.
That's night dragon.
The night dragon.
Yeah, night dragon. Theo phong thủy.
It's funny seeing the peacock here because again, I'm from Kamloops and the peacock there is all over Kamloops at the Kamloops Zoo, and they fly wild over there. And here they use the peacock in a lot of their different designs. And again, the 24 karat gold flaking on a lot of these. These are all 24 karat as well.
Cái đấy cũng vàng luôn. Để làm cái hình này cũng hết rồi. Tất cả các color. It takes about 15 days to make it.
Like the design and everything, to, like put it on the pot.
Yeah, 15.
I thought it'd be longer than that. So my wife's just translating here for me and telling me a bit more information here so I can share it to you guys here as well. So my wife's from Hanoi, so that's why we do a lot of trips here and family trips to visit the family as well and bring our kids here to show them the history of Vietnam. And again, like I said, this year is the year of the horse, so they have some really nice horse pieces here too.
Tự vận chuyển sang bên Hà Nội xong rồi tự ở bên đấy có chuyên nghiệp.
So the peacocks, why are the peacocks in a lot of the stuff here? Because in Kamloops, they're just wild, flying all over the place.
Bước đấy là làm duy nhất một bước.
Just only
Đắp
have
nổi vẽ vàng.
one photo. Yeah, anh hỏi là cái con con phượng tại sao nó lại có mặt khắp các cái sản phẩm ở đây nhiều?
Nó cũng có nhiều ý nghĩa. Tại vì cái công này ấy, thì là nó là công thành danh thoại này, hoặc là phu thê viên mãn này, hoặc là tích phú quý. Đấy.
Because like the peacock is like copper here. It's like present for like happy, and in Vietnamese is a name is a con is mean like successful, and like con is like a simple present for royal. It's like successful and wealthy and happiness.
Yeah, because you see them everywhere on all the different pots. And those ones, like, what are those ones worth over there? Something like these. Well, like one piece.
Chế này là chế lục giác.
Lục giác là 6 con giác.
Lục giác.
À lục giác.
Nó khía như này này.
That's a 6 size.
200 lít.
200 liter. And just have a dragon. Con hổ đây đúng không?
Hổ phù. Bao giờ chế có hổ phù.
And how much are one of these worth?
Một cái bình như này khoảng bao nhiêu?
Một đôi này là 400 triệu.
Cùng bán theo đôi.
Phải theo đôi chứ.
Normally when people bought something like that, they have to buy a couple. They don't buy one.
Yeah,
So one
one on both
is,
sides.
$20,000 US.
Yeah, so something like this, you buy them as a couple, and they're $20,000 US. So you can see, if you're definitely looking to spend that much money on two pieces of pottery and decorate, either side of your entryway of your house or even a shop back home, these are definitely nice pieces to have. And the design of the dragon and everything is just quite unique and amazing how much work they put in these.
It's expensive because to make the pot like that, it's like 6 sides.
The 6 side, yeah.
Yeah, it's need very skillful.
Yeah, it's a lot more work than just making a smooth one-sided pottery.
And take more time than normal. It's not like the round easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you make them well and thick size. Take a lot of time.
Just careful behind you. Again, just like the work on these two, the dragons, and then the one with the bowls here with the fish. Again, lots of detail to it. All the fish, the water lilies, hyacinths, lots of different things in one pot.
Cái đấy hồ lô cửu ngư.
That's the pot with 9 fish. Normally in Vietnam, the number 9 is the lucky number. 8 and 9, the lucky number.
I like the ones at the back too. You get the birds sitting on top of either a dragon's back or a turtle's back, usually a turtle that you see the bird standing on.
That's a special painting too.
Con này là người nước ngoài. Các bạn. Đó là chỗ chị đấy.
Very well done.
À kìa. Trời chồng chị. Giời.
Có chị trong mạng lưới doanh nghiệp Việt Nam, chị ở trong mạng lưới doanh nghiệp Việt Nam, chị biết mấy bạn.
I like the horse, that one.
Đang muốn quảng bá sản phẩm và doanh nghiệp Việt Nam ra nước ngoài.
Chị vừa lên cửa hàng trên kia chưa?
Chị với mấy cửa hàng quanh đây thôi.
Even these ones with, even those with the rose flower.
À, em bây giờ em lại xuống đây à?
Hôm nay bạn kia bạn nghỉ.
Again, a lot of these are 24 karat gold.
Này em có mấy cửa hàng này. Em là chủ luôn đúng không?
Không ạ em.
Cảm ơn em nhé.
Come on.
Đây cô chủ.
Hey. Like I said, that shop was alone probably 20 minutes, just trying to look at all the different details in the pottery and the different colors. So we could probably spend all day doing one video, so we're trying to get as much as we can here in a short period of time to show you everything. But if you have a chance, again, like I said, to come here, definitely one of your must stops in Hanoi is to come to this village, which is called Bat Trang. Again, one of the oldest pottery villages in Southeast Asia. So if you're really brave and you want to come by yourself, you can rent a motorbike in Hanoi and make your way here. We usually take motorbike ourselves, but we always end up leaving with a full bike load of pottery too, so it is hard to drive back on a motorbike with all the pottery on your bike, but I got more experience than most people do, so I can do it myself. And I can ride with my wife on the back of the bike as well and carry everything, so it's a bit of a challenge getting through traffic, but you can definitely do it if you got some experience. So yeah, these are some of the, like I said, the more expensive shops that we go through, and more the higher quality pottery, gold flaking. A lot of a lot of these pieces you see in temples or the office buildings. more than you do see in most of the household. Again, as you can see in this shop, a lot of the blue color and blue and white and gold flaking. So some of the pieces I like, this is actually I think a newer one this year. Most of the ones I see are this color of the pottery, but I think this year this is a newer style. So the kind of yellow and terracotta look. I like the two different color combination there. And they do a lot of like water features too. You know, some like these here, really nice pieces of, you know, the water features. And then if you, again, you know, if you're into like making small villages and towns in your pottery, they got everything here from, you know, the people, animals, farm pieces. They got, you know, a lot of the temples that you can put in your garden too. A lot of the lanterns. Something that's really, you know, nice outside in your garden at nighttime. You can light these up, and they're great little pieces to have in your garden at night. So again, they got lots of different shapes and sizes of those. A lot of bonsai pots to look through. You know, for me, again, like I said, I could spend like a day or two here, and still, that's not enough for me. I spend a lot of time just looking at all the little ceramic pieces, as well as just checking out a lot of the items too. You know, we got a few tea sets that we sell back in our store, DH Garden Center in Vancouver. A couple tea sets that I got a couple years ago. I haven't seen those around since I bought mine. So some pieces are here every year, and some pieces are only here just once a year. So again, it's hard to find the same item if you come back the second year. And this is one shop I seen yesterday when I was here. I wanted to show you guys this as well. So yeah, everything here for your bonsai collection. They got every temple, they got all the houses. You know, even like a lot of these are some of the little, you know, huts you see in the smaller villages. We went to Buon Tot the other day, and we stayed in a little hut that looks similar to this with a grass roof. I've seen a few gardens in Vancouver outside where people make these little villages underneath their juniper bushes, and they look pretty neat. You know, they got all the different temples. Again, everything's ceramic. You know, you can even build a little fishing village and have little boats with the people on it. I like all the bigger temples myself, but a little bit of something for everyone. And they even got the bigger ceramic pieces here if you're into collecting the larger animals. Yeah, pigs and zebras, giraffes, horses, tigers, everything. You know, and they have all the more kind of cartoon items as well. So you can get, you know, some cups or bowls. You know, they all have little pictures on them, fruit. Again, these are all ceramic items. Great little pieces if you got some kids.
không? Được. Không cho thêm mấy cành tuyết mai ở trên, đúng? Được không? Nhưng mà tuyết mai được không? Không có.
So a lot of the shops are still actually closed right now because the Lunar New Year is coming in, I believe, 2 more days. But there's still enough to look through. I think we might buy a few of these little ceramic items before we leave. Some of these little houses, we got some of the bridges and the temples in our store right now, but not really anything like these, so we might pick up a few more of these items ourselves. So again, if you're in the Vancouver area and you don't get a chance to come to Vietnam, we definitely bring back a little bit of everything. So you can always pick up a few items from our store as well and see some of the pieces that we bring back home. Again, lots of different piggy banks there and cartoon characters. And a lot of these shops here are more of the smaller items. You know, they got the pieces for your incense.
Thảo ơi, bấm bao tiền để tôi gửi nào.
They even got avocados, strawberries. So these shops here in this smaller part of the market, they're all the little ceramic pieces for collections, or pieces you can use for eating. A lot of bowls and cups and tea sets. A lot of piggy banks. Yeah. And even like a lot of the pictures too. These are all ceramic pictures with the frame around the outside. So again, if you like the pictures and you still want to keep that ceramic item, they even have a lot of pictures that are printed with the pictures of Hanoi, a lot of the farmlands. Even got the old couples. Xin chào. And look at the dragons here. The detail they put in even just small pieces like this. Very well made.
Nhà này nó nghỉ rồi. Quê quá, ở trong hôm nay cũng có món này.
Cô ở dưới kìa.
Đây thì góc này. Ở chung thì cũng có món này. Nhà này nó nghỉ. Nếu thích cái này thì quay vào đấy.
Vâng, cháu quay lại.
So if you notice any little pauses through the videos, that's my wife talking to some of the local people here to translate some information for me. right, so we're gonna make our way over to the other more common market here. So again, like I said, these pieces are all more or less like bowls, tea sets, a lot of ceramic figurines, some of the miniature bonsai gardens. We're gonna do a little loop through here and show you a lot of this. So again, like I said, a lot of tea sets, a lot of your basic bowls and plates that people use in their home as everyday meals.
Màu này màu 8 màu nhưng mà 3.000 là rẻ rồi, xin màu chứ. Thêm một tí màu.
And I think also too, like they're starting to this year, they're starting to do more of the bowls with like the fish inside. So you can see some of these are actually like glued to the bottom of the bowls too. These are just sort of sitting on top. But they do, yeah, a lot of bowls that I've seen in friends' homes here where the fish are actually glued to the bottom of the bowl. Hard to get through the walkways too. Hard to get through the pathways. A lot of either, motorbikes in the way, or people put all their items right out onto the sidewalk here, so it's hard to get around. So be careful if you got larger bags. Make sure you don't break anything so you don't have to buy items that you don't want to pick up. Again, a lot of little cute little things that you can buy, for your kids, or funny little characters. And something like this. These are all pots that you use to hang off the walls. So nice wall pots. And again, more up top there. These are all ones that you put in your garden. You can light up, put candles underneath. They look nice at nighttime. Yeah, all the bonsai pots. We had a bunch of these back home in our store, but we've sold out of most of them. So again, yeah, you can do a lot of smaller bonsai pots. We went with all the blue color last time. Yeah. Some bigger bonsai pots, even ones like these. So, and like I said, you can get anything from like little pieces that are 50 cents to $1 to $20,000. And I've seen like tourism pick up a little bit more in here over the past year or two. When I first started coming here, you'd see like one tourist, and that's about it, except for myself. And now it's definitely growing. More people are definitely coming here and getting to know a bit more about the culture and how old this pottery village actually is. You can see again, you know, these are the pieces they use for your incense at the temples. And there's definitely like a lot of pieces here too that I would personally bring back as a carry-on, other than putting in your suitcase, because you know they're definitely breakable. So if you are buying stuff, make sure you think twice about how you're going to bring it back with you as a carry-on, or if it goes under the plane, you want to wrap them quite well. You know, make sure nothing breaks, especially, you know, if you're only buying 1 or 2 pieces. You want to make sure you can get it home safely with you. So we have a lot of different styles of bowls like this back home too. Some are just the plain ones. A lot of them have different pictures of the animals on it, dragonflies, etc. Some just say coffee. And again, you know, you got shops that are just all like this, where it's all just different animals, people, you know, you name it, they got it. A lot of the wind chimes. Even like something like this. Little feet dangling at the bottom. So there's always something. You know, these smaller shops, they carry everything from the tiny little items. Yeah, a lot of different bonsais or Buddhas. Larger ones on this side. So it's a little hard to show you kind of everything, but again, if you had a chance to come spend a day or two here, try to look at everything that we're going through and spend some time, support some of the local families here. More of the kind of the egg shape ceramic items. I'm just giving you a little bit of kind of everything that I have picked up over the year and what I know, but there's definitely a lot more to learn if you're into learning a bit more about the culture and the history. And again, more of these pots that are, I believe, new this year. The different colors. You got the fish lilies on front. Some have some of the dragons. So these you can use anywhere for putting flour inside, putting rice inside. Even just keeping it as a decoration in your house.
What is They say if you put the rice in this pot, so the rice will be always full. That means you never worry about you will get hungry.
There you have it. So always something you can use these for. So again, a lot of the shops are closed right now for the Tet holiday, but if you come on any other regular time of the year, you know, everyone's open. If you're into bargaining, definitely try your shot at bargaining. Everyone does bargain in some of these shops. If they got price tags on it, it's generally safe to say to pay the price that they ask. But if there's no price tags, a lot of times you can bargain and try to get a price yourself. So as you can see, this is the outside of the smaller market. Everywhere along the side of the street, there's another shop full of pottery. And also, if you're into trying some local food and sit down with the locals, there are definitely all these small little shops outside here cooking up food. And if you're a tall person, it may be hard for you to sit down because they all use these tiny little chairs. Even for me, I'm only 5'6", and it's hard for me to sit down on some of these chairs. But definitely try out the local food as well if you can, if you got a stomach for it. You know, right now they got the pomelo fruit on these bonsai pots here. So again, everyone's kind of given a lot of these, you know, small oranges, pomelos, these trees for their, you know, as a gift for the Tet holiday. So you'll see a lot of motorbikes bombing around the city carrying these giant pots of oranges and pomelos and citrus trees and everything, bucket loads of flowers. And if we come up around the corner here, I was walking down this back road the other day. I like to just get off the main road and do things on my own and get lost in the village. There's this temple down here. We're gonna take a walk. You know, and just to come down these alleyways and see the you know, the normal life of, you know, what everyone's doing on the daily routine. Looks like some of the shops are even starting to make a lot of the big ceramic caskets here too. I haven't seen those in the past when I was here. So yeah, on the left side here, as you can see, some of these temples, you know, great design to them. This is the one that I seen yesterday when I was here. And they got all the dragons on the top there. Even the details, you know, they put into the door. The wood doors here. The carvings that they have, you know, everywhere from like the lines, as you know, on the door handle. And definitely a one of a kind, that's for sure. You can see on the inside there, they got the big Buddha inside.